Hey guys, this is a small challenge for you. Who is the meh of football? Cristiano Ronaldo joined Al Nassr in 2022, and in the year 24, he is drawing a whooping 220 million. He is the highest ever paid footballer of this year and drawing twice as much as any other footballer on this planet. But what? He says that money means nothing to him? Sir Jim Ratcliffe just completing his mighty purchase of Manchester United, and supporters took it too comforting that nearly 2 decades of ignoring and neglect from the Glazer family, the club was back in the hands of someone who cared deeply for it. But what? He is not content with the dismissal of 250 employees, and Ratcliffe has dispensed the man who just built the modern Manchester United, none other than Sir Alex Ferguson. But yes, talking more about it, David Beckham, the icon, the fashionista, as well as the optimistic player from United, has backed his decision about Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his plans, and he is contented to it, and he permits it good for the build-up of Manchester United. Barcelona is in need of money, and to clear their debts, they have a hope where Jose Mourinho wants to sign the Barcelona record breaker from 2019, Ansu Fati, the player who is the youngest and the fastest to score in the Champions League for the Catalans against Inter. So will this transfer bring good news for Barcelona to add some money to their bank? Weekends are up there and the Premier League is going to commence this Saturday, but the all-time leading goal scorers from the Premier League is that of Alan Shearer with 260 goals. But yes, Harry Kane, the prince who is at Bayern Munich, is on the second position with 213 goals. So Cristiano Ronaldo getting 1000 goals, and Harry Kane, can he become the highest scorer of the Premier League at least? This video is not sponsored by Google Pixel 9, but Liverpool fans from India, as Google Pixel is the official phone partner for Liverpool FC, can play their Pixel quizzes to get the ticket to Anfield and watch Liverpool against Chelsea this weekend. So what are you waiting for? Amidst all the controversies which Kylian Mbappe is facing, talking about his form, talking about his not playing in the French national team, where the Les Blues and the Champs had the missing of Griezmann as well as Kylian Mbappe, where he was spotted outside a Scottish pub. So Ancelotti has just backed that Kylian Mbappe has used this international break to get back to his form, and the fans, the Los Blancos, will see a different form of Kylian Mbappe, and they are going to face Celta Vigo this Saturday. Guys, welcome back to another episode with FC Ramsay and the Premier League, the Bundesliga, Serie A, La Liga. The top 5 leagues across the Europe are back this weekend after the international break. Many players are injured. The managers are worried this long season with the Champions League as well as the starting of the World Cup, FIFA Champions League the next year. There are many changes in the European football these days. And talking about the Serie A, where the defensive actions are not proving worthy, talking about the pressing of the Bundesliga, the German players, talking about the tiki-taka and passing in the Spanish league, and yes, some kind of rusty movements in the Premier League. But yes, Pep Guardiola has just modernized with all these formations of the Italians, the Spanish, the Germans. Everyone is going for some kind of possession. The stats which have been proven that there has been some hold of the ball by the players on the ground, and definitely they are doing those special mentions because the possession habits is seemingly very much similar to pattern in all the footballers across the globe, because talking about all the attacks which they are moving even more considered, given that the increased average passes per game has also increased. So this is a critical factor, especially after 2022, the past 2 years. The possession of the ball by the players has increased, so some kind of revolution in the tactics, but still Germany is going too strong with the pressing, and the likes of the Premier League this weekend is that United is facing Brentford, and Brentford has the record of scoring out more in just 1 minute of the game. Brentford have broken the host of a Premier League records in recent weeks by scoring inside 2 minutes, and to be precise, 86 seconds. So can Manchester United under Eric Ten Hag can witness this? But yes, talking about Eric Ten Hag, what is Jim Ratcliffe doing about it? Is Van Nistelrooy going to take over the reign, or is there going to be any other manager for the Old Trafford fans? Because the heritage of Manchester United is just being wasted. And to watch Manchester United play such utter game in the Premier League, where the numbers in the league table are not talking much about them. So against Brentford, if they can win, I mean, they must have a win to keep their points counting in league table. But yes, Liverpool fans will be facing Chelsea against a big clash at the Anfield. And yes, they are going to do it anyway. But Enzo Maresca has just made a sausage comment that Cole Palmer is not sufficient enough for Chelsea to go through in all the matches. So it will be the most attacking formation in the Premier League against the defensive aspects of the Premier League, where Cole Palmer will face Mohamed Salah. So this is the match which will be of a great show. And talking about Arsenal and Manchester City, they are going to get those matches and the points in the Premier League table as well. But yes, some kind of winless teams are there in the Premier League. They just need to get those points to be, especially to talk about that of Crystal Palace, Southampton, and Wolves, where they need to get those criteria to be met very soon. But yes, talking about Nottingham Forest, they are doing their job, but they need to get those numbers, and they will need Eze to score in the games, as he is having those shots as well as he is having those chances. But conversion of goals under Eze is not getting that much fruitful. But yes, Fulham is in the race for the European football. Let's see how far they can go. But Arsenal under the Mikel Arteta is doing their job, but the consistency is the factor. But yes, Arsenal are having those numbers of injuries in their bags, and they will hope to get these injuries quite back in this season at least, so that they don't lose away like the previous seasons, very close to getting those silverware. And yes, Spurs definitely Tottenham needs to make a comeback, as they had a loss to Brighton with that two-goal lead in the first half. But some kind of mishaps happen in the game, and this is football. This is what some players do need to make those moves, and this is much efficient in this. So any injury crisis on the horizon for the Premier League this weekend will definitely be a very much crucial thing, and many things will be there. But watch Eric Ten Hag again and again is just taking the toll out of me. And yes, this is an open word for Jim Ratcliffe. If you are going to keep Eric Ten Hag for the Old Trafford fans, then that is back the shelf in my room, where I am going to pack Eric Ten Hag for the rest of my life, because we don't want to see Eric Ten Hag at Old Trafford anymore. That despite the bounce of Sundays where Liverpool and Chelsea are facing, the Tottenham is playing their win, which they had to get. Arsenal and Manchester City are also going to get those win points. This is comfortable, but the biggest clash is that of Liverpool, who is going to face Chelsea. Anfield is the heading of the Premier League this weekend. So we all are waiting for it, and we will have the watch along of the Manchester United game as well as the Liverpool and Chelsea at Anfield. So which teams are you supporting? Do give your comment on this also. So yes, talking about the Premier League table, Liverpool is at the top with 7 games played, and they are on the 6 wins and 1 loss. Manchester City at the number 2, Arsenal on the third. Chelsea is doing too good this season, especially hats off for Cole Palmer, Modric, Madueke. They're playing, as well as the signing of Sancho from the left wings. The Aston Villa is doing that job, and Brighton and Newcastle, as Fulham is there with Tottenham and Nottingham Forest at the ninth and the 10th position. But yes, Manchester United at the 14th is definitely a tall in this Premier League season, especially under Eric Ten Hag. And yes, Bundesliga, the table of Bayern Munchen under Vincent Company is doing good. They will be facing the clash against the Stuttgart this Saturday. We will be having this watch along also, as well as there are matches of Frankfurt and Leverkusen. But yes, Leverkusen is at the sixth position with 6 games played and 3 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. And Munchen is at the top, Leipzig at the second position. Frankfurt and Dortmund are on the third and fourth positions. Yes, talking about Leipzig, they are also doing their job too decent, and that will be a close call at the end of the season against Bayern, which Leipzig will definitely have a long run to score. And talking about the La Liga, Barcelona is at the top with Hansi Flick, and Real Madrid is at the second position. Yes, Carlo Ancelotti has said that Kylian Mbappe has used this international break of 2.5 weeks to come back to his form. He has done those pre-workouts, he has done those sessions in the training grounds, and definitely he is going to bounce back against Celta Vigo this weekend. Yes, Barcelona is under many injuries, but then also their gameplay and the making of Lamine Yamal as well as Dani Olmo, these combinations are proving too good. Whereas Robert Lewandowski is the highest goal scorer from Barcelona this season in the La Liga. Talking about Serie A, Napoli is at the first position, and Napoli are really doing their job too good under Antonio Conte, who had a transfer. But yes, Napoli do need to take this consistency for many long matches, because yes, they are playing the games where they have 7 played and 5 wins with 1 draw and 1 loss, whereas Inter and Juventus are at the second and third position. Talking about Juventus, Thiago Motta is definitely doing those character build-ups in the team, and yes, he has given that Juventus is above all players. So a need of a good team for the build-up for Juventus under Thiago Motta is definitely going to prove worthy if they are going to be consistent. But out of the 7 games, they have won 3, drawn 4 games. They haven't lost a single game. So that is what Thiago Motta is building. Whereas talking about the fourth position, Lazio is at number 4, and Udinese and Milan at the fifth and sixth positions. Whereas Atlanta is at the eighth position, and Roma and that of Empoli and Fiorentina are way too long behind the count of the Serie A table. And yes, in the League One, PSG, who has been dominating this League One for many decades, but this time Monaco is doing their job. And talking about Monaco, Monaco are under Adolf Hitler from Austria, and he is making this because Monaco had a win against Barcelona in the Champions League. That was a much awaited thing which wasn't much expected by the Catalans. But yes, Monaco hasn't had a defeat in this season, as well as against Dinamo Zagreb in their away game in the Champions League. They had a draw, and in the Serie A also they hadn't had a loss for many matches. More than 15 games they have played in the Serie A as from the past season as well as in this season. So yes, Monaco is doing their job too good. Paris Saint-Germain are at the second position with 17 points, 7 matches played, 6 wins and 2 draws. Whereas Monaco is on the verge of completing their ninth game, winning 6 out of 8, 2 draws and no loss this season. They are 3 points ahead of PSG, whereas Marseille, Lille, and Reims and Lens are the third, fourth, and fifth positions respectively. So this is all the about the table this season. But yes, many matches are going to be played this long season. Players are getting injured. They are complaining about the tight schedule, the tight fixtures. But then also fans are desperate to watch their players playing their best. So yes, keep following your league table. Which league do you follow, and which team are you going to support from the top 5 leagues of the European football? So yes, guys, before ending this video, do give us a like, do share, do subscribe, and keep going. Bye bye, and do join us in our watch along also.